Welcome to the Bill Hansen and Gipsy Williams show. Today we have a fabulous guest.
And here we are. We help you turn your wedding dreams of sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows
Into those magical experiences of a lifetime with our combined 80 years of experience. 70 for me, and I think Gypsy's moving in on 10, right, Gypsy?
Okay, yeah, that's good to say. I was two.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay.
Bill Hansen has catered over 10,000 weddings, starting back in the 1960s. And at 74 years young, he is not retired, folks. He is refired. His South Florida weddings at Villa Woodbine, the Sky Museum and Gardens, Deering Estates, and over 500 other venues are sought after by those with very distinctive tastes.
And TV personality Gypsy Williams is a wedding expert. She's breathed weddings ever since her days back at UCLA and Hollywood. So if you're a couple and you're excited about your wedding, but you might be confused, you might be frustrated, you might be unsure, you might be worried that things aren't going to be the way you want them to be, then you are on the right channel, because we will guide you through that process. We promise we'll guide you through that process that will make your wedding day most precious and one that'll create oohs and ahs from your family and friends.
Our guest today is Angela Proffitt, celebrity wedding planner and designer, and a very dear friend of mine. For over 15 years, Angela has created magical weddings and events throughout our home state of Tennessee and globally. It is truly an honor, Angela, to have you as our guest today.
Yeah, welcome, Angela. You are cool. You're full of vim and vigor and vitality. So from what I understand, you studied psychology in college, and then you've turned that education into a career designing some of the most fabulous celebrity weddings all over the world. So what was the trigger? What brought you out of psychology into the wedding world, or do the two kind of intertwine?
Well, like many of us, Bill, a lot, when you ask this question to wedding professionals, they're like, well, I just kind of did it for fun. And, I went to college, like you said, to be a psychologist, and I thought I loved helping people, which I do. But, when you study something in college and then you actually go to do it, it's like two different things.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided after a year of working in the mental hospital that I could not do that for the rest of my life. It was so depressing, but I'm very thankful for the opportunity that God gave me to work there, because it taught me so much, and I was so young, on how to really understand people and how to be patient and how to not take things personal, because it usually isn't about you. You just might be the person in front of someone who is not having a good day, and you never really know what's going on behind the smile and the mask sometimes. So I really got to learn a lot about people. And then when I moved back to Nashville, my parents were involved. Well, my mother's still heavily involved. My father's in heaven with the Catholic diocese. And so their friends were getting married. So my parents' friends' kids were getting married at the time. And me and my sister, they knew me and my sister knew how to decorate, because our family had a venue for 35 years on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And just for fun, we started doing it on the side for like 2 years. I was doing it while I had a healthcare career. My sister also worked in healthcare. And then that turned into, I'm not Catholic and I'm not getting married at your church. Can you come here? And then that turned into, I'm not getting married in Nashville. Can you come here? And then that turned into, I'm not getting married in the United States. Can you come here? And so it just, and social media didn't exist back then. So it just started to really organically grow. And what I learned over the years of traveling and working with people is that my gift and my talent that, and people are like, what makes you so different? Is that I understand psychology. I understand people. I'm very patient. And then in addition to that, I've always known how to run a paperless company by implementing EMR, which is electronic medical records, in the healthcare industry. So I was able to live a dual life for about 10 years, and then got out of healthcare. And then that's when I met Gypsy and Tony, and shared an office suite with them for over a decade in Hillsborough Village.
We had so much fun.
Wish I was there. Wish I was there.
So Angela, as you were mentioning us when we used to be at Hillsborough Village in our suites, you used to always talk to me about this color wheel. And you said, Gypsy, I'm going to do the color wheel on you because this is the way I can figure out the bride and groom. I mean, exactly what does the color wheel do in the sense of for you to kind of finalize and decide which direction that bride and groom is going?
When I worked in mental health, the top performing methodology, we would do like 32 different assessments on our patients, which if you're mentally ill, that's a lot. And so this was the only methodology that would help me communicate as in like a team environment, because I was in group therapy. And so I would pull out these cards and the patients are like, are you going to read my palm? I'm like, no. But it's a simple methodology that builds teams and teaches people how to communicate with each other, and more importantly, how to reframe. And so typically in the first marriages, and yes, I say that because we've had some repeat clients, but opposites attract in relationships. And so I'll give you a high level overview. So gold people are very type A. They like to be in control. They like to have accountability. There is no gray. It's black and white, and their way is the right way. And they don't know any different. And so these are the clients that come in with their notebook and they know exactly what they want, and their Pinterest boards are a dream to look at because they're so organized. And the challenges with these clients is maintaining expectations. So if I tell them, you know, I'm going to be doing this and you're going to be doing this, and here's the deadline, and if I miss a deadline, they're never going to trust me. So you really have to work hard to build a gold's trust in communication. They like clear direction. They like deadlines. If you ask them to do something and you don't give them a deadline, that stresses them out. And so we don't work with a whole lot of clients like this. The older I get, the less patient I get. And that's why I have some younger team members.
Yay, me too.
Yeah. But as a business owner and running and owning multiple businesses, the people that really are loyal to my organization, they've been with me for years and years. They help with email and calendar, and they literally run the ship over here. They're high goals. And so we need these people as business people. I know how to be gold, but I'm not my best when I have to be this person. And then orange people, I'm a high orange. So we are risk takers. We are all about the excitement and the show. And the bigger the production, the more exciting it's going to be. And so these are the clients where they don't keep a calendar, they don't follow rules, they don't have deadlines. Their Pinterest is like 3,567 images, no rhyme or reason, no folders. They're like, here's some money, I'll see you in a year. And I'm like, oh, no, wait. Like, I need you for a little bit of time. But they value excitement, and they want something different and fun and unique. In business, these are your marketers. They think outside of the box. They don't always think things through. Some of my teammates call me reckless sometimes, and it doesn't hurt my feelings.
Don't feel bad. I get called that too. So.
Yeah, that's Bill.
But listen, I know what I'm good at. And let me tell you, those of us who are hot oranges that don't take risks, how are we going to create other opportunities for people who aren't willing to take the risk?
Mm-hmm.
And so often these clients are my client because they need me for the organization, but they want something different. They want their wedding to be reflective of them. They don't want it to be cookie cutter. Not that there's anything wrong with that. We just don't do it. And then blue people, their Pinterest boards have like long walks on the beach, like with their family holding hands, and dogs and poems, and they want to handwrite every thank you note to all 150 destination guests. When I'm like, you know, you can write it once and I can print that stuff. And they're like, oh my gosh, no, like it has to be personalized for each and every guest. They feel happy when they feel authentic and unique and harmonious.
Mm.
But my challenge with blues sometimes is they sacrifice what makes them happy for other people so they can be happy. So, and they don't want to make a decision to save their life. They're like, well, what do you think? Mom, what do you think? Sister, what do you think? And it's like, just make an effing decision. Like, this is your wedding. And so sometimes, the mom will get up and go to the bathroom and I'm like, tell me what you really want. But they're softies and they ask a lot of questions, but not to be nosy. It's because they genuinely care. And then last but not least, we have the greens. And the greens typically don't hire planners because they can do it on their own. Because the internet tells the truth and the internet tells you everything you need to know.
Yes, we know.
But green people, they love research. They love analytics. They are driven by numbers and data. So typically, like, these two attract each other because this person is always focused on the innovative and coming up with a new business and then hiring people to maintain it so they can move on and scientifically, like, come up with a cure for COVID-19 or something. Like, these people are so smart. They use really big words. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, we have a word of the day now with my green team members. But, like, I can't get by without these people. Otherwise, my weddings would not be successful. We wouldn't have the right power. We wouldn't have the right lighting wattage. We wouldn't have, the right tent. That if all these chandeliers are hanging, they ask, like, how much do these light things weigh? So that I can make sure the tent structure is not going to fall down on people. And I'm like, oh, I don't care about all that. You guys fix it. Just tell me how much it's going to cost. And then we're going to figure out what else can hang from the ceiling, So you really want to know how to customize the message the way the client needs to hear it. These people are great with a hug. These people want a handshake. These people need hearts and smiley faces in the email. These people just need a straight answer. These people aren't going to read your email, and these people need a checklist with a deadline. That sums it up in a 5-minute format.
I love it. And that's why you're so good, is you were able to connect with everybody, understand where they're coming from, and then help them create a fabulous wedding. So I did a little research on you because I only heard about you through Gipsy. And she kept saying, who's this Angela Proffitt? Who's this? I kept saying that. So anyway, I looked it up, and you have a library of wedding design inspiration. How about sharing a little bit about that to our viewers and tell them how they can go find it?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So one thing that I've learned over the years is how to listen to your audience. How to listen to what people are asking for and what they need help with, and then coming up with a solution. So over the past few years, I've been consulting and coaching other planners, other designers, a lot of venue owners, because they want to be more profitable and bring these services in-house. And so, that's the type of family that my family had a venue like that. It was a one-stop shop, and it's very profitable, but only if it's done right. And so a lot of my coaching clients were saying, like, gosh, we know we can do like these beautiful designs and these luxury events, but everybody wants to see pictures on Instagram and Pinterest, and no one will give me the opportunity. And they're like, gosh, we wish we could use some of your images. Like, some of your designs are beautiful. And I'm like, well, why can't you? Like, what are you doing currently? And they were buying pictures on iStock, which, by the way, those pictures are fake. They're from a photo shoot, and there's nothing wrong with that, except when you have a bride and a groom or a couple that is having 500 people, how do you execute? How do you execute these luxury ideas? And so the idea behind it was, we went to the photographers and did some testing to see what the market needed. And the funny thing is, if you ask your audience, they will tell you what they want and what they need. It's like, it's nothing earth shattering. Mm-hmm. And so we asked our audience, and come to find out, like, people were like, yes, please, like, put some design images together. We did it by colors. so that people could, they look, branding's a hot thing right now. So people are like really focused on that. And then, after we did some testing, we now have photographers that are on board who want to share the images that they have taken of our designs. And my clients are like fine with it. They feel really good about like inspiring other people. So it was just simply to help the industry. And also, right now, even with what's going on with COVID, like, thank goodness I have some type of online revenue and we understand sales funnels. Thank goodness I learned how to do that a few years ago. And we know how to build classes and products online that can help people. And so for $10 a month, you can subscribe and get roughly 30 images that are vertical and horizontal. And you can use them on your Instagram and on your Pinterest and on your Facebook. It's just for web, for inspiration. And then if someone, I have had a few people giving me flack. They're like, but I mean, what if it's like people think that's their design and they don't know how to do it? I'm like, but they do, because they have me and my team in their back pocket, and we consult them on how to build those teams. And then it's bringing our whole industry up.
Right. And they can access that by going to your website?
Yeah, it's wedluxeimages.com.
Cool.
Angela, with our current situation, global situation, how are you advising your brides and even vendors in our industry on staying positive and focused?
Well, one thing that we have learned, a couple things. So with our clients, they're like, when can we redo everything? And let's find a new date, and let's reorder invitations, and let's do this and let's do that. And I'm like, let's not do anything until we have clear direction. And I have had to put my foot down, and set my heart aside. And as a business owner, explain to them, you are still marrying your best friend. So regardless if that's in 2020 or 2021, it can still happen, and it will happen. And you will have the dream wedding that you've always wanted, but we're not going to redo or jump to any conclusions until we have clear direction. And so it's really helped me understand some of our couples that they're like, but my date was supposed to be 2/2/2020. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, you're not going to have a perfect like anniversary date, but like, get over it. Like I'm not Mother Nature. Like I don't control it. And it's like, why are you really getting married? And so, I'm not replanning anything right now until we have a clear message from what's going to happen, and liable. Like I don't want to be liable for anything.
No.
As the planner, that's taking on a lot of pressure to just replan something if we have another outbreak. So I am encouraging everyone to wait. I've been able, as a leader and someone who gets bored really quickly, our current situation has actually pushed me to learn more and come up with more online technology options for our clients. And, for us, COVID has kind of been a secret dream because people are now adapting to technology, which I've always been a tech geek for many, I would much rather have technology toys than clothes or purses or shoes or any of that. Because it helps me be more productive and it helps me better serve my clients. And so that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that people are accepting what is being pushed on them, and we are coming up with new ways and tools to help them track everything. And in fact, like, I don't know if I really want to go back to be doing all these in-person events, especially from a corporate angle, because I can track every dollar that's being spent. I can retarget people online to help with people's services. There's just so many untapped things that I would have never have uncovered had this not happened, like, to our entire world and our entire society. And so making people understand, like, we have to stay flexible and we have to surround ourselves with the right people. Now, there are some clients that get head trash, I call it, from some of their people that they're around. And I'm like, no, we're going to stay positive here. So that's really, it's all about the mindset and who you are surrounded that can really help you get through these things. And all it is, it's change, it's challenge. And opportunity comes out of those things. I'll tell you, Uber and Airbnb and some of the largest companies right now, public companies, they were built during a recession and they caused major disruption. But look at how it's the norm for us today.
I know. Well, you talk about attitude, and I think you know I write a daily message every morning.
I do.
And I wrote, attitude makes the difference between an ordeal and an adventure. And with your attitude, you've adventured your way into all sorts of new things. We're getting close to running out of time, but I want to address this question to you. If I'm a couple listening to this, just one piece, rock solid advice that you would like for them to take home with them today?
The business side of me is hire a planner, but the person side of me is to take a personality assessment together, no matter what it is, Strength Finders, Enneagram, True Colors. Make sure that you are up for respecting one another, because people say you make sacrifices when you marry a partner. And I would rather people look at it as uncovering exciting things and working together as a team, not sacrificing anything. And so these psychology methodologies help you understand the needs of your partner. And go to marriage counseling before you get married. And you know what? It may not work out, and that's okay. You'd rather know now before paying for a divorce down the road. So that's the thing. Like, people, the older I get, the older the couples are getting, and they're starting to realize that they don't want to compromise. And that's a good thing, because marriage is a team effort, 100%. And you've got to learn to work together.
Wonderful.
Is there one, in closing, is there one wedding that stands out the most to you in regards to something very emotional, touching, or something you had to fix at the last minute? And how'd you go about fixing it if you had to fix something?
I would say one of the most impactful memories is I was planning Kelly Pickler's wedding. She was on American Idol many years ago. And we were filming a show for TLC. We filmed just about the whole thing. It was about a month before the wedding. And she came to me.
At the office, I remember, yeah.
She came to me about a month before and said, I don't want to do this anymore. This is not me and Kyle. And she publicly talks about this. She did on Ellen. And she said, I want to go to a private island where no one knows who I am. And I just want it to be us and God. And I'm like, what's a private island? I figured it out real quick. And me and her and Kyle and the video and photo flew to this tiny little island in Antigua. And that opportunity changed my life, because I got to meet some amazing people, the owner of the island. It opened up my eyes to so many bigger and better things in life than just living in a small bubble. Because I grew up in the country. We didn't get out that much. And it really put me in touch with the right people, so I would be able to learn and know how to work on a private island and how to work in another country. And Kelly thought I was going to be so mad, because we had put, Gypsy knows, so much time and effort into filming this show with TLC. I didn't care anything about being on TV. That's not why I do this. I do this because I love people and I love to make people happy. And so I was fine if the show didn't come out. In fact, Kelly has come out with multiple shows since then, and we're still friends, and I've done multiple things with them on some of their shows. And so it's never about you. You have to look at the bigger picture. And even though it was, I was never going to be upset, my life has been impacted so much more. So sometimes you just have to go with the flow.
Well, Angela, this has been absolutely amazing. And thank you from all of us at Bill Hansen Miami Venues and Bill Hansen Catering. You are a rock star. You're not an American Idol. You're my idol.
Oh, you're so sweet, Bill.
I know. So for all you loyal viewers out there, we'll put this on the screen too, but you can email Angela at connect@angelaproffitt.com. And that's with Profit is with 2 F's and 2 T's.com. And if you want to connect with Gypsy and me, you can find us all over on Bill Hansen Miami Venues, Enchanted Brides, Bill Hansen Catering. And one last thing, if you watch this video and you have a question, or if you're a vendor that would like to appear on this channel, please send an email to contact@Bill Hansen Miami Venues. So to all our loyal viewers, tune in next week when we will bring to you another expert in the wedding world, in the world of weddings. So everyone, take care and God bless.
Thank you,
Bye.
Angela. Bye, y'all.
Bye, Angela.
Bye.
Bye.